This is Iron. As I'm doing my early morning chores on my farm, I was thinking about how being defined or definitions of character are really restrictive. It really hurts you when you look for an exact definition of a person's character. And if you're looking for a definition of your character, it's going to be really, really hard. And the reason I say that it's really going to be hard is because of the individualism of each individual, the nuances of your life that makes you the individual person that you are. Now, there are some general qualities about each of us that are similar, but there are a lot of things that make us individual. So looking for a definition of character would become a difficult task if it's closely, or if it's just defined really restrictively. Because you're an individual, you have to allow yourself a broad range of things that make up your character. For example, even though gentleman has a general definition, each gentleman behaves a little bit different. And that's absolutely right. You know, gentleman has certain criteria. He opens doors, he lays down his coat, things like that, But each gentleman is going to perform differently. I'm not sure if I'm articulating this correctly because I'm going just off my current thoughts. And I'm here to share my current thoughts as raw and uncut as possible. So the most important thing is to remember that the characterization of an individual is restricted. You have to be defined by what you believe. Not even what you believe. You are defined by who you are. Now, there's certain qualities that you can attribute to certain characterizations, but you can't really completely define yourself by a simple definition or characterization. I just want us to take a look at that, because we're given examples, we're given models of what we should be, who we should be, how we should act, and we try to take on some of those qualities to either to enhance who we are, or to enhance the position of where we are. For example, when I was younger, I wanted to take on some of the qualities of the people that were in my immediate area or in my immediate circle. So I started to perform. Actually, I started to act out those things, when really I don't believe that was me. That was a performance. Me talking to you now is not a performance, because I'm not basing what I'm saying on any particular model, if you can follow me. I'm just giving you my inner thoughts, giving you some of the things that I think about. And some things that happened in my life helped me to realize that I was performing. Now that I'm now that I'm older and more mature and I'm more reflective, and I can take a look at my life, I understand the performance. I understand the different models that we play. So there's a definition of a father, or there's some inherent qualities that a father should have. He should be taking care of his children, taking care of his home, loving his wife. He's supposed to perform a certain way under certain conditions, and you want to act those out according to that character and that model. So, characterizing yourself as a father, you should perform a certain way. When you're an employee and you have an employer, they give you the model. They tell you the task that you should perform. And in general, you should act a certain way. As an employee, you should speak a certain way. So those are just some general characterizations or models that you're given. We can go really deep into the modeling of a human being. One of the big things that I have a problem with is that when you're growing up as an African American, when they're teaching you history, the model that they teach you is that you are a slave. Just because they are and were, even those words are replaced, the model that they teach you is that you are a slave. And they reinforce that. Slave movies. So, really, the place that I learned my position in America was in the school. That I was a slave, that black people were slaves, are beneath white people, are victims. I reject that. I don't think that's who I am. I don't think that's who we are. So I redefined it in my own mind. Now, I'm not going to give you a definition. I'd like you to take that idea and think about it. Just think about it. Think about what a child is being taught. So on the opposite side, they're taught they're great scientists, they're great politicians, they're discoverers, explorers, conquerors. So a young white child can take one of those models to help to define himself. So and on the other side, after a black kid is taught that he was a slave, the only other models are being handed to him via television. A gangster, a thug, within the neighborhood, the folklore and stories of different people. And then they aspire to be those models because those models are the most prevalent. Now, what do we do in this situation? What is the root? The one thing that I believe is we need to fight against the teaching of slavery. I think it's better that they learn a fictional tale of black conquerors, black scientists. Even if it's fiction, it's better than teaching them throughout throughout those really important years that black men were slaves and that we are underneath Caucasian men. The conquerors, the great scientists, the presidents, the explorers, We need different models, and that's what we've been fighting for, and that's what we've been searching for. So, if we're not going to take the time in each individual teach, you know, that within the home, it's going to be really hard to move away from that. Characters, models. What character or model were you? Well, I broke away from the model that I was before. A few awakenings had to happen in my life. Let's take a look at that, and let's build on that. Peace.